Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Run Your Day podcast. This is Dan Hafner, as always, coming at you with another great week of shows. The theme of this week is commitment. So thank you for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone. Welcome into another week of the Run Your Day podcast. Really excited to come at you this week with this theme of commitment. I've been wanting to get around to this one for a while, and I'm pretty excited to finally create this lineup of shows. I think it's going to be a really, really fun week. It'll be some really good content, and I hope you get a lot from this. So today's topic is this: commit first, think later. A lot of times, our minds will hold us back from committing to things. You might have moments where you're thinking about doing something. You want to jump into a new fitness routine. You want to text someone to hang out. You want to, take a new job. You want to do whatever it is you're trying to do. Our minds can play tricks on us and prevent us from taking action. What I'm here to tell you is that you have to act first and think later. It's a hard habit to get into, but it's the only way to truly make progress. It's the only way to actually make sure that you're getting stuff accomplished when you need to get it accomplished by. If you sit there and plan out exactly how you're going to do something all the time, it's a waste of time, because not only one, it likely not work out the way that you planned it to work out, because that's life and things rarely work out the way you plan them to. But two, you're always going to be searching for this, perfect solution. You're always going to be looking and waiting for something to be absolutely perfect before you put it out there in the world, or you're ready to take action on something, right? You're always going to be waiting this isn't quite the job I'm looking for, but it's close, so I'll wait for something else, or I'll keep looking. And I'm not saying to be, obviously you want to be very selective in what you're doing. It depends on the situation, but you can't wait for perfection to take action. You have to just commit to something and go. You can't, there's no time to think about it. You can't worry about it. You can't doubt yourself about it. You just have to commit and go. And don't look back. I've started using this approach in my own life a lot, and it's awesome, because I've always been a person that was never action-based, right? I would just sit there and rethink things in my mind over and over and over, and I would never actually take action on things. I would just sit there and think that I was, getting smarter or moving towards a goal, when I really wasn't. It's even through college, through different jobs, there's been so many times I can think of. I can't even include all the stories in here of, it's almost like just mentally thinking, okay, I'm making progress, but you're really not, because you're not implementing what you're learning. The implementation of education is the only way that you move forward. And this sounds like common sense, but at least I know in my life it's been really hard to do very consistently. And I would bet that it's like that in your life in one area. There's an area of your life where you're learning information, you're growing, but you're kind of kidding yourself because you're not actually making progress. One area I really think a lot of people struggle in this is fitness. There's so many resources out there, so many different things out there as far as fitness programs, diet programs, anything out there. There's Advocare stuff, there's Beachbody stuff, there's all kinds of other, great diet supplements, Vitamin World, GNC, like all that stuff. And then you have, Beachbody workouts, you have regular gyms, you have just all kinds of apps out there that do fitness stuff. Like there's so many resources out there. And yet we have an obesity epidemic in this country. Like, how does that happen? I mean, there's a whole bunch of other reasons for that, but like, why is that such a problem? Why is it? It's because no one's actually, I shouldn't say no one, but a lot of people like just think that because they have the app or they have the information, it'll just magically appear. It'll just magically work out. And I'm here to tell you that that's just false thinking. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to commit and force yourself down a different path in order to make actual progress. This is exactly why I'm built and I'm going to deploy the RunWage app. This is exactly the reason why. Because there are so many people that say they're committed to fitness, and especially around New Year's, which is when the time I'm starting to launch this app. And you start on something and you might stick to it for a while, and then all of a sudden you give up on it. Why is that? Why is that? Because you're not committed. You're not invested in the outcome. You're not actually pushing forward with a proper commitment to something, and you're not actually making real progress because you're thinking too much. You're thinking too much. You're getting in your own way. You're allowing that voice of reason, of doubt, of fear to control your actions. And that is a recipe for disaster. I know this because I lived it. I know this because I still live it. It's incredible. That's one thing I've learned is fear and doubt in your mind will always be there. Like there is no getting around feeling those things. But the differentiation between someone that's successful and someone that's not is how that person dealt with that fear and insecurity or doubt. Everyone is faced with this. Don't get it twisted. Like everyone is faced with this. But what the differentiating factor is that the successful person feels that fear and pushes through it. The unsuccessful person feels that fear and chooses to quit, does not commit. A successful person commits, and they say, I'll figure it out as I go. I remember watching this one video of Steve Harvey, actually, after a Family Feud episode. He was addressing the audience, and he talked about how, I can include the link to the video here, but he talked about how any successful person in this world at one point or another has just taken a leap of faith. It's so easy to sit there and say, oh, I'm going to do this when the time's right, or when I make more money, I'm going to do this. When I get in better shape, I'm going to do this. When my kids get older, I'm going to do this. When this situation changes, I'm going to do this. And it's all crap because that nothing is ever going to change unless you take the proper action to actually change it. You're not going to change anything or go anywhere unless you leap and you take a leap of faith and start to change things. And you have to just figure it out as you go. Like you're going to fall, you're going to hit rocks on the way down, you're going to scrape your knees, you're going to hit your face, you're going to do whatever, and it might be embarrassing. But at least you're figuring it out as you go. I'm in several different situations now where I'm just having to force myself to leap. Like I'm starting a new job, I'm starting these new side gigs. Like it's tough. It's very, very tough. But that's not me complaining about it. That's me saying that, committing first and figuring things out as you go is a better approach than just sitting there day after day, after week, after month, trying to figure things out and just doing, and instantly course correcting, doing, results, course correct, do, results, course correct, do, results, course correct, do, results, course correct, continually improve, continually get better, and things will work out. But you have to leap. You have to commit. You can't go half-assed into it. You have to go full 100% all in. And that is how you grow. That is how you progress and expand. So that's my challenge for you today. Think of one area of your life where you are lacking commitment, where you can just commit to something and figure it out later, whether it's a fitness program, a new job, something in your relationship, anything. Where can you just commit to something and figure it out as you go? Don't think about it. Just commit and do it. Figure it out. It forces you to go down this path of innovativeness, creativeness, and resourcefulness, and figuring it out in order to make it happen. So that is my mission for you today. Thank you very much again for joining. It's going to wrap up today's show. We will continue this theme of commitment this week. So be sure to tune in the rest of the week. Got some great shows lined up for you. And as always, follow me on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and be sure to be on the lookout for some added content here on those pages here shortly. And again, thank you for joining the Run Your Day podcast. Dan Hafner signing off, and we will talk to you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.